All right, Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all praises and infinite glory unto Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rachak Wadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and also peace and safety to the Akim that spread across the four corners of the world, that's pushing out this truth with all diligence and also putting their lives on the line to do so. And the brother Karas is out here of Great Millstone, Atlanta, back at you again with another lesson. Going into being dedicated, to the ministry, and Lord's will, is edifying, so I'm gonna get straight to the point, in the book of Acts, chapter 17 and verse 11, and it says, matter of fact, I'll start up a verse. It says, and brethren immediately sent away Paul and Silas by night into Berea, who coming thither went into the synagogue of the Jews. It says, verse 11, it says, these were more noble than those in Thessalonica, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind, and searched the scriptures daily whether those things were so. All right, so this is speaking of the church of Berea, in which Paul and Silas went into, and perceived, that they were more, noble than the men in the church of the Thessalonica. All right, and it says they were, they received the word, first and foremost, with all readiness of mind, and I'm gonna read the same verse, in the BBE version as well. Acts 17 and 11. And it says, now these were more noble than the Jews of Thessalonica, for they gave serious attention to the word, searching in the holy writings every day to see if these things were so. All right. So, they, took, the scriptures serious. The writings, the book was serious, and it says they searched them daily. All right, so that's why we always say, this truth is ever learning. There's no, peak. There's no, what's the word I'm looking for? There's no ending to the learning. Okay. And that's what, the men in the church Berea, they understood that. Why? Because they took this thing serious. Especially, fast forwarding it, thousands of years later to where the Lord, gave, us men the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to be able to receive this word, and understand the prophecies that are, about to come to pass, and the missiles and war is brewing, World War III, now more than ever is time to take this thing serious, and not be playing around. All right. And it's because it says, that's why, our apostles and elders told us, hey, just because we tell you, certain things, hey, you search yourself to see if it's true. That's what the scriptures say. They search the scriptures daily whether those things were so. All right, so they could see for their own selves, the truth. All right. So 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15, which I've brought this scripture out a lot, lately, because this is the spirit, of the elect, that the elect is in right now. It says, 2 Timothy 2 and 15, study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. You see? So we must study, to show ourselves approved, man. Digging into the scriptures. All right? That's going to lead me to my next, precept. So like it's 1 Timothy. I started at verse 12, 1 Timothy 4 and verse 12. It says, "Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity." You see, so these are the things that, the Lord is looking, for to be leaders. Joint heirs with Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And it says, verse 13, "Till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, and to doctrine." You see? So till Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai comes, we must be giving attendance. Let's look at that word attendance here. It's G4337, Prosecco, and it says to bring to or bring near. It says to bring a ship to land and simply to touch at, put in. It says to turn the mind to. You see? So the Lord, told us to renew our mind, and in order to do that, we must give attendance, like it says here, to reading, to exhortation, and to doctrine. All right? That's the only way you're going to be able to renew it, is to give attendance to. If you're not, present, when the teacher takes attendance, and you call your name, they call your name, you say here or present, that means you're giving attendance. She's taking attendance, to whether you're going to be participating in that class or not. All right? And that's the same thing that the Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is doing. When he calls upon our name, and he's looking to see who's there and who's present. Okay? It says, verse 14, "Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy, with the laying on of the hands of the presbytery." The presbytery, goes into, the elders. All right? The apostles. All right? So neglect not that gift. Just as our leaders, didn't neglect the gift that was given to them, we learned from under them. It really goes into the parable of hiding your talent in a napkin, man. Knowing the truth and knowing what, that the things that we're supposed to be doing, and you're neglecting it for whatever reason, when someone else, can be, doing that job better than you, and the Lord will do that, man. The scripture says that he can raise up stones. All right? So Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai will, replace you, man. That's why we, have to be serious about this thing, as, the church of Berea was. All right? Verse 15 says, "Meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all." You see? So we're supposed to meditate on these things, and people will eventually, see, who Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai's servants are. All right? Give thyself, give yourself over into Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai and let him take control. All right? And understand that, which we were speaking about briefly at, our camp recently. When you really, come into this thing, into this thing of ours, you really start to see that you really have no control over anything, So give yourself over to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, let him take control, and be a servant. All right? Verse 16, last verse, it says, "Take heed unto thyself and into the doctrine. Continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee." You see, so the scripture says that our labor isn't in vain. The book of 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter. All right? So our labor isn't in vain, and this is why, because you're literally saving yourself and those of them that take heed to what you're saying. All right, goes into sending that warning out, and getting the blood off of our hands, man. All right, and if people, the Lord is gonna, make fit for whoever He wants to save. Remember, mercy and compassion belonging to Him. Romans the 9th chapter. All right, so I just briefly wanted to touch on that. Lord willing, it was edifying. I'm gonna go ahead and close up by giving all praises and infinite glory unto Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, by Shem Ruach HaKodesh, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Until the next time, Shalom.